All right, hey folks, Andrew Michael here. We're getting this chat started off tonight. Add source for the comments. Boom. Looks like we have a few people already in here. So again, good evening tonight to everyone. Tilt this puppy down just a tad bit. There we go. All right, let's see what we have cooking tonight. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday. All right, so question from Noah, ice cream or slushes? Completely not weather related, but hey, we'll answer it. It depends on the day. Normally if it's a really hot, humid, sticky day, I like a good ice cream, but I like slushies more often than not. Noah asking, how will Thursday through Saturday look for Coshocton? We are looking like some scattered thunderstorms Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday evening, some strong to severe storms, which we'll talk more about coming up in more detail. And Thursday, I think most of the rain Thursday will be early. Slight chance for some rain on Friday, but Saturday right now is looking fairly dry. Bradley's saying pepperoni or everything. Depends on what everything is. If everything includes anchovies and olives, I'm going to go with just pepperoni there. All right, so let's get some other questions that we have. I want to show you guys these coming in. So let me just go ahead and bring you guys right over to my Facebook page real quick, and we will show you some questions coming in because I want to answer these. So Cozy, and I'll zoom in here. So Cozy House is the Weather Channel, specifically Dr. Forbes is saying conditions may be favorable for a derecho event on Wednesday in the Midwest, including Ohio. What are your thoughts on this? And then another thing from LJ saying, seeing any major tornado-like storms this week. So those are the two things that we're going to address here off the get-go. Again, for anybody just jumping on here, you guys can always ask your questions on YouTube. If you want to post them on my Facebook, feel free to do it there as well. And I will be answering these questions. But that's the first thing that we're going to actually. I'm going to hold off about 5-10 minutes to start addressing that directly because I know there's going to be a lot more people that are going to ask about that. So. Oops. All right, so let's do paint, boom, file, save as JPEG, save. Let's do this. Full screen. So let's see. Any other questions coming in? We'll be answering those. Let me save this as a JPEG image real quick. Untitled JPEG. Replace it. Yes, I want to replace it. And then I'm going to shrink this down. And I'm going to tweet this real quick. So let's see. I'm checking Twitter real quick, see if I have any questions coming in on there. Don't see any other new questions coming in. All right, so the questions about later on in the week. Let me adjust Futurecast because I want to see if Futurecast goes out quite that far. I believe it ends at 60 hours, which would put it just not within our grasp. So let me go ahead and just put in here. Let's put in 24. Let's see what this has. Nope, Futurecast will not quite go out that far. It will later tonight once we have the new data in, because 0Z is 8 p.m., and that's when the new data starts to roll in. So that is not quite in yet. But what I will show you is, let me pull this up here. And I can even do this. Let's pull this up on, let's do eWall with AccuWeather stuff. So what we're watching, and I think that Thursday will, or I'm sorry, I think I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm looking at. All right, so what I'm looking at is I believe that, zoom in a little bit closer. All right, so questions about the severe weather later this week. This particular image that you're looking at right now would be for, boop, boop. All right, so this would be Tuesday night at 2 in the morning. And so what we're looking at down here, look at these storms just blowing up over Nebraska and Iowa. That's the system heading our way. So as we move this forward through time, it looks to sustain itself some. This would be Thursday. I'm sorry, this would be Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Then it starts to move in here, and it loses a little bit of its energy. So I think that Nebraska, Iowa will hands down have worse weather on Tuesday than what we will on Wednesday. So that being said, I'll show you guys another thing here. I need to pull up an image. Let's go to full screen. Let's go to here. So that's going to jump on you guys. So this is another thing. So this is pretty cool. So this is what the forecasted radio sonde, or what the SCU-T would be, the weather balloons that they send up. And so what we're looking at here is a couple of things. First off, this is what the weather balloon would look like if you look how it would go on a map. Another really important thing, lifted index, the LI, we're looking at about -6, which means that severe weather is likely, and this would be for Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m. CAPE, anytime this is over 1,000, take it pretty seriously. That's just how much fuel is basically in the atmosphere. So 1,600 is a lot, and I think even a little bit later into the afternoon it would get even higher. The models do not go that late. So hopefully that showed up for you guys. Not sure if it did. Let me pull this up. So again, we're looking at lifted index for Wednesday afternoon. Wait, is this Tuesday? This says 18Z Tuesday. That can't be right, is it? June 3rd. Yeah, this is Tuesday afternoon. -6. There's definitely potential for storms this week for sure. All right, what will we be discussing from NOAA? We're talking about the weather, NOAA. So again, thanks everyone swinging on by. If you guys have any questions, you guys can post in here. I'll be answering those. NOAA asking, how was your day? Day was good. I went to the pool earlier today with some family. Then I've been in here ever since. Went to the pool early this morning and then been here at the weather center. All right, so let's see if we have any other questions coming in. I want to check my Facebook page another time because we had some questions coming in on there. How was your guys' day? What did you guys do today? Let me know what you guys did. So let's pull up the Storm Prediction Center's website, and I'll show you guys this as well. I'll just let's just throw you guys in the driver's seat with me. So here we go. So we're going to go to Storm Prediction's website, so severe weather. Scroll down here, look at convective outlook, and what we're looking at is, again, for, as I mentioned, Nebraska into Iowa. That's exactly where we're seeing the most likelihood for severe weather for Tuesday night, and then the storm shifts our way heading into day 4, which would be Wednesday, and we're right in the middle of it for Wednesday. And you can see here what they're saying, low pollution two-way, belt of stronger mid-level storms will likely redevelop during the day in addition to possible ongoing MCS to continue. Vertical shear from favorable thermodynamic environment will support both supercells and organized MCS event with large hail. So right now they're looking at large hail and potential for widespread damaging wind. So the storm that's basically going to roll through, it's going to be one huge massive storm as that sucker rolls its way out of the plains and rolls its way into Ohio. So that's what we're going to be keeping a very close eye on. All right, so let's go back here. Looks like we had a couple of comments, but they are now gone. Hopefully you guys are able to read that when I'm showing that. I don't know what video quality you can throw that on. I don't know if you can throw it in 720 if it looks clear. Never tried messing with that. All right, so let's see here. What do we have coming in? Any other questions? I don't see any on the YouTube channel right now. But again, if you guys have any questions, you guys can post those on the YouTube. You guys can just leave comments on the YouTube. One thing I am working on, which I think some of you guys might be excited about. Oh, I have a question for you guys. So comment, if you're watching this on YouTube, comment in the comments there. How are you guys watching this? Is it on a tablet? Is it on an iPad? Is it on your phone? Are you on a computer? The reason I'm asking is because I'm testing out, instead of having a different link every week for you guys to come to, I'm trying to get them to develop a web page that I can embed these weekly, and then you guys can swing on over there and watch it there. So that way it's all at one place together, so that way you guys can always come back to the exact same link. Another thing we're keeping an eye on tonight are some storms brewing in southwestern Ohio. I had a 20% chance for storms for central Ohio today, but everything has kind of puttered out and just could not quite get going enough. So I'll show you guys what we are keeping an eye on. All right, so let me pull this up and flip this around for you guys. All right, so here's what we're looking at. So here's Columbus for you. Getting a couple of storms to brew right down here. So we're seeing one just now starting to pop. Just to the south there of Hillsboro. So that would be moving its way up toward Fayette County and maybe skirt the far western portions of Ross County there. So let's zoom this bad boy back out a little bit more. So yeah, keeping an eye on these storms down here. They're just now starting to fire up. So the good news is, though, these are out of our area through the rest of the evening, but I am recording a time lapse, and I'll show you guys that. It is, I tried getting the sunset. Last night I got a beautiful shot of the sun just setting right over the top of the horizon. I did get the sun not too long ago on the time lapse, and it still is recording, as you can see by that little red arrow there. There we go. So it's still recording, but the time lapse tonight, I had it setting into those clouds. So the time lapse, as it keeps rolling, you'll probably be able to see those clouds from those storms rolling on in. All right. So Cozy saying she's on the computer. Noah saying he's on the computer. I like to hear this. The fact that you guys are on the computer means that me doing this on the website is all that much better, because it will work much better on a computer than what it will if you're watching this on YouTube or something. So I like to hear that. Noah, gotta love Noah's just random questions. Noah asking, what do you have to drink? And the answer to that almost always is water. And what did I have for dinner? I had, my wife made these Anytizers, so they're like little boneless chicken wings. Buffalo with ranch, some potato, or actually they were French fries, they were waffle cut, and corn. There you go. I had water to drink. All right, so Cozy saying, I read that El Nino is getting stronger and we could end up with a cooler, dry summer. It would totally disappoint me because I love storms. What do you think? That is a very, very, very good question. And why don't we dive deeper into that? Did I save that? All right, let me see if I save this. I did not save that, but I know I've got to be able to find it in my internet history. So history, show all history. Can I search for INSO? Find this. Boom. Here we go. I'm going to zoom this out a tick. All right, so this is pretty cool. So the National Weather Service office in Wilmington put this together, and I posted this last night on my Facebook page. So if you guys are not on my Facebook page, you guys can check that out. But they have this article, and this is basically a discussion outlook of El Nino versus La Nina, whether it'll be just a normal summer. So these are the temperature, or this is what we're looking at. So you notice that the strength of El Nino and what we're looking at here, basically we're seeing the trends of the ocean getting warmer there. The anomalies means a difference of how it normally is. And so that's what the anomalies are showing. So the weekly anomalies here, and I'll full screen for you guys. Whoops, it's not full screen. That is full screen. So what we're looking at here is you notice that the ocean in particular, can I zoom in on this? Come on, buddy. There we go. All right, so we're looking here. Here's Mexico for you. And you notice right here that this is the section we really want to watch. So as we go through time here, so this was April 23rd, notice that it keeps warming up. Every single week we're getting a little bit warmer out there. So it does look like we have the start of El Nino, which is just the water temperature near the equator getting warmer than normal. So that's what we're noticing there, that it is starting to warm up a bit. So these are subsurface temperatures, which we won't dive too much into. So here's what they're looking at. The computer models are all projecting some sort of an El Nino, and you can see here some are going up to 1.5 degrees above normal for the anomalies. The other one's a little bit less. So what does this mean for us? This, again, showing the trend that El Nino is more than likely going to be happening for us as we head in through these months. So you can see April, May, June, July, June, July, August, July, August, September. They do them in 3-month increments. So how does that affect us here in Central Ohio? Well, in El Nino, we have, this is, so this graph we're looking at, this is the highest extreme, this is the lowest extreme, these are the averages, and dead middle, just to keep it layman's terms, dead middle is where we normally will see the average. So what we're looking at here is that normally when there's an El Nino, Central Ohio deals with temperatures cooler than normal. So you can see the average right there. As we scroll down, so that's temperature for June, July, August. And then for precipitation, we're kind of close to normal. You can see here for June, July, August, we're kind of close to normal, a little bit under. So if we do see El Nino, that's where we normally tend to go. Again, we can see more than normal, we can see a lot less than normal, but normally it's right around normal or a tad less. So hopefully that makes sense for the El Nino question that we had from Cozy House. She asked that question. So hopefully that made sense for you. All right, let's see if there's any other questions coming in tonight. Again, if you guys have anything, throw those up there, and I will be answering those as we go along. And I'm going to pull this over again and see if there's any other questions coming in on Facebook. Page, I need to shrink this down a tad because it is getting really big. All right, do my live with a chat. So hopefully you got that answer there, Cozy. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And LJ Blair. All right, so let's see here. Don't see anything else there. Oh. All right, so Tamara asking on Twitter, what is the barometric pressure? There's two ways to answer this. So the barometric pressure is 30.04. I'll show you guys this. All right, so we are currently at 30.04, or if you're in millibars, which is basically just a different conversion, 100 or not 100, 1016.6. And an explanation of that. Let me pull up here real quick. Computer common. Uh-oh. Where's the C drive? All right, so school talk. So just to give you an idea, this is what I use for my school talks. So the difference, is when you have high pressure, you have the sinking air. This is air coming down. This is a little pixelated, so I apologize. But you have the air sinking down, and it's going to push out the clouds. What I normally do during my school talks is I use the kids as an example. So if I have high and low pressure, what I'll do is I'll have one kid stand on one side of me, and I'll put a high amount of pressure on top of their head, and they'll want to sink because I'm pushing down on them. The other kid, if there's a low amount of pressure, I'm not pushing down on them very much at all. Normally I have them squat a little bit. If I'm not pushing down on them very much at all, well, they're going to want to just stand up regular. They're going to want to be tall. But the high pressure, again, will push down the kids and clear them out. So current pressure for us, again, in case you missed it, is 30.04 inches of mercury, and that is decreasing. All right, so let's see. Other questions coming in for us tonight. No asking how long are you doing this tonight? Doing this till the questions run out there, Noah. So again, if they're weather questions, post them in here. But it seems like a lot of people probably out enjoying the rest of the evening tonight. So we'll see. Got the answer. Thanks for the explanation from Cozy. Not a problem. Noah. Pedro. Nope, Noah. I guess Noah's not in here tonight. Not sure where Noah is. So, Tamir, hopefully you got that answer. Check my Facebook page again. Not a lot of questions. I'll try to keep this going for a few more minutes. Again, if you guys have any questions, you guys can tweet those to me. That's probably the easiest way. Andrew WSYX6 on Twitter. Or you can always post them here in the comment box for the chat, and I will be answering those for you guys. But, yeah, I'm going to work this week to try to make sure that we can get the new website thing up and running. Just guys, show you guys the website, or not the website again. Show you guys the radar again. So we're seeing again most of these cells here. The one that I was watching just south of Hillsboro is losing a little bit of its energy. Definitely seeing those clouds rolling in on time lapse though tonight. And you might notice right here what you're looking at here. See how there's this band just out ahead of the rain? That's the outflow, so that's the winds pushing out from the outside of the storm, which is pretty cool. And why that is cool, so this is another cool thing. Let me zoom down here, see where this is at. Scroll, 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 scroll. All right, so National Weather Service out of Wilmington also put this up, so this is pretty cool. I'm going to increase the... So these are the outflow boundaries. As I mentioned there, it's what you're looking at. It's the winds flowing out of the storm. So notice here, the storms earlier this week, we had an outflow boundary coming out of the storm to the north and an outflow boundary to the south. I'm going to back it up for a second. So watch this. Right there, there's an outflow boundary. Right there, there's an outflow boundary. There's actually 5 altogether. But when they encounter just enough juice in the atmosphere, they'll fire off those storms. So this is pretty cool. They slow it down a little bit and then kind of point some things out. And I was watching this last week on the radar, so this is cool. They actually made a video. And you notice there's 5. So you have one here, there, 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 and then there. And this one encountered some juicy air right there, and then it pops up the storms right there. Boom. Normally just another outflow boundary, maybe from the previous day. Down here, watch, they collide, and then they fire up a bunch of storms right there in Chillicothe later on that evening. You can see the storms just blowing up. And all that is just the winds from the storm. As you guys know, when you are standing out in front of the storm, when it's rolling through, you get those winds to really kick out from the storm. Oh, you guys couldn't see that. Were we doing that? All right, so let me switch over to Google Hangouts and pull up. Hopefully you guys can see this now. Yep, you guys can see it. All right, so let's go back. All right, so I'm going to pop this back up again. Adobe Flash Player. All right, so hopefully you guys can watch all this. So pardon that you guys could not see that. I was trying to show you guys the big YouTube video, make it full screen for you. So here you see the winds from the north coming down to the south. You see the winds from the south going to the north. They converge, hit some moist air, and then boom, those really explode there over Chillicothe and Ross County. Jealous that they got all that rain. So now slow down. you notice that there's a couple of different boundaries. There's one right there. So there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, and there's one. This one encounters some hot air and some very moist air lifting right there, and all of a sudden it goes boom and throws off some storms. They weren't very strong, but then watches this line and this line converge right there over Ross County. It takes a second or two. It actually took about 15 to 20 minutes for those storms to eventually fire up enough. Some pretty strong rain with them and a lot of lightning, I know. So yeah, it's pretty cool just to watch those kind of explode on the radar the other night with all those winds just flowing out from the storms. So I don't know if you guys were able to catch that or not. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. All right, so Noah asking Adam and Tara tonight, right? The answer is yes to that. So yeah, Adam and Tara will be in tonight. Are you working on anything new? Are you working on new things for the weather like you did on the tornado machine? So John Suttle's asking, are you working on any new things for the weather like you did with the tornado machine? Well, not necessarily yet. I'm always working on something, but no tornado machines or anything like that just yet. The nice thing is with summer coming on, because I do scouts every single Sunday night, and it takes some time out of my schedule for sure to do that, but it's a lot of fun. Let's see here. Looks like I have a question coming in. DJ, I'm going to take my class at Ohio State University. All right, so DJ Carr asking, I'm going to take my class at Ohio State University tomorrow from 9 to 12. I was wondering what are the chances it's raining during this time. Thanks a lot. By the way, I think you know my mom. She works for the Department of Geography at Ohio State. So respond back real quick. Yeah, there is about a 60% chance. All right, so reply to this real quick. All right, so check and see if there's anything coming new on Twitter. Don't see any other new questions there. No questions there. All right, I don't see anything new. So again, I'm going to probably jump off here tonight. Thanks to everyone that did swing by here. I will see you guys tonight on the news tonight at 10 and 11. I will also be posting the new link, so you guys can always check that out. All you got to do is go to youtube.com/AndrewWSYX6. So again, thanks for all the questions tonight. Hopefully I was able to answer some of those for you guys. And if anybody asks any weather questions and the ones that we've talked about tonight, you can always post them this link. And yeah, see you guys tonight at 10 11. Have a great week, everyone. One final quick question from Noah throwing in. Who's your favorite person to work with? Terry Sullivan is a joy to work with. She's always fun, always positive. Clay Hall, same situation, always positive. They may be given a lot on their plate. They always just roll with it and go with it. So there you go. Again, Twitter, AndrewWSYX6. YouTube, youtube.com/AndrewWSYX6. Facebook, facebook.com/AndrewMichaelABC6Fox28, or just search Andrew Michael. And I'm also Andrew WSYX6 on Google+. So again, thanks everyone for swinging by. Hopefully you guys all have a great week ahead. And Noah's final question here. What's your favorite television show? Breaking Bad. Drop the mic.